Joining me on the line as he does every week on the show, he's from Cinemablend.com. He does a whole lot of really cool stuff involving movies, the kind you can't play on regular TV. Friends, it is Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com. Hey, buddy.
Well, you can't play them on regular TV because they're debuting at the movies. We want people to go back out to the theaters, man.
It was a porn joke because you hit me with a pretty personal porn joke a few minutes ago.
I was just playing into your joke. You didn't give me a moment.
I know it was funny though. It really was. Anyways, we got some big movies this week. We got some really cool movie news coming out. So let's dive into probably what is the biggest movie of the week and one that you probably still have the suit on for, and maybe drinking a martini of some sort. The new Bond flick comes out this week.
Yes, No Time to Die is finally in theaters. You can, and in any format you really want to see it in, IMAX, 3D. I think D-Box is running it with like the moving seats. So, plan accordingly.
The moving seats thing does nothing for me.
I've never really tried it, but I would with this movie because there is enough action in it that I think it might be worth it.
Okay.
But as a film itself, it's fantastic.
Okay.
I think it's the best ending you could expect for Daniel Craig's James Bond run.
Oh, is it? You think it's the best one of his run?
No, I think it's the best ending you could hope for.
Oh, indeed. I'm sorry.
I still have to figure out which one is my favorite, but I'm still thinking about that.
So No Time to Die, this is Bond doing Bond things, and what about it makes it so great?
Co-writer, director Kara Joji Fukunaga gets to go places where most Bond films don't. Mm-hmm. And it feels like we do get to see more of an evolution of James's character. It's definitely a Bond movie more focused on Bond than just the traditional, we're going to change the villain because James Bond never changes. Like, we get to see James Bond go through some things and deal with his past.
Yeah.
And it makes for some wonderful dramatic filmmaking. Daniel Craig is, again, just a knockout as James Bond. Léa Seydoux coming back as Dr. Madeleine Swan is a great counter to him. They have this wonderful relationship on screen that watching their story unfold is a real treat. And on top of getting to do the normal Bond stuff of really cool car chases and shootouts and all the stuff you'd expect.
Okay, so you highly recommend this then?
Absolutely.
What's the rest of, and I don't want this to sound bad, but you are definitely a James Bond fan. Fan of the character of the series and the whole thing, right?
Yes, that doesn't sound bad.
No, I was prefacing it. What's kind of the rest of the world thinking of this so far? Like, is everybody kind of on your same page with this, or?
It is a mixed bag.
Okay.
I think it's mostly positive, but I can tell you for a fact this is going to be the most divisive James Bond movie of the modern era, if not ever. There is going to be a huge conversation around this.
Where does the James Bond film franchise go from here?
Well, I think it's going to be either another reboot or we're going to go back to loose continuity that uses this initial run as a foundation and then get to go do different things and do sort of other adventures.
Okay.
There's no real game plan as of yet because the producers that run the franchise, Barbara Broccoli and Michael D. Wilson, they're basically just focusing on No Time to Die right now, finally releasing it to theaters and celebrating Daniel Craig as they should.
And I know you haven't done this. Is Daniel Craig one of the better Bonds?
Yes.
Okay.
I think Daniel Craig is one of the better, if not my favorite Bond, because he took the actors that came before him and used and sort of elevated their work even. Like he is a product of that 60-year history that we've got.
You know what would be kind of cool? Like if they did another reboot, but you put it like you have a James Bond that starts in the 70s. And you do, like 3 movies,
Well, some are hoping that they might be convinced to go back and either remake the older books or maybe even just do another set of adventures that are period pieces, like in the 60s or 70s, like you said.
Well, that would be kind of cool. Like you do a trilogy of movies that is all based in the 60s. And then you do James Bond, a trilogy in the 70s and the 80s, you kind of make your way through. That might be kind of cool.
The only problem with that is I think they're probably going to want to get back to a more of a clockwork release schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And as such, they're going to want to have an actor locked in for several movies. And they probably want to stay with more the more modern evolution where it's like we're just going to change with the times.
Okay.
But I, as a standalone, I would absolutely love if they went and did something like that. I just don't know if they want to branch out the IP like that.
No, that'd be interesting. I do like the Bond movie, and I like the Daniel Craig ones. I know I've made fun of them and stuff. I have enjoyed those more than some of the other ones because the campy spy movie doesn't do it for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, I know that there's something to that and a reason why you do that. But when Casino Royale came out, listen, I'm not a Bond fan. I watched the movie and I'm like, this is pretty good. I like that. I and truth be told, like I said, I've seen the other ones. I couldn't. It's been a while, and they don't draw me in as some movies do. But I remember not hating them.
Yeah.
But okay, so.
Yeah, everybody has their tone of Bond, and that basically is another thing that your mileage will vary with in this film.
I did like how Deep Space Nine did James Bond episodes. So
Our Man Bashir, I love that episode.
Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com joining me on the line. So Bond is good. What else is coming? You were talking about some anthology or something when we were talking earlier.
Yes. So going to Shudder stream exclusively, so this is streaming, is VHS 94, which is I want to say, fourth VHS film, which it's an indie horror franchise where the whole premise it's basically a found footage anthology.
Okay.
And the whole thing is, no matter what entry you're in, people are finding these tapes, and they play the tapes, and basically it's like that's the wraparound segment. And then the rest of the movie is just those individual segments playing out. And then the movie usually ends with like finishing the wraparound.
Oh, okay. Where you're like, oh, I see how that pieces together.
Well, yeah, because it's like, oh, well, no, the stories are all separate, but then, you're slowly seeing the wraparound progressing through, like when they're switching tapes.
Oh, okay.
And then eventually that story ends, and that's the end of the movie.
All right. And that's on what, Shudder? Something or other?
Yes, it is on the horror streaming service Shudder.
Okay. That's probably like, what, $6 a month or something?
I believe so, but the yearly plan, if I saw, was $50. This is not an ad, by the way, folks. Just warm love for Shudder. Although if they do want to sponsor us, I'm sure that'd be cool. But
I'm okay with that.
Oh, Shudder's awesome, man. Shudder's got some real deep cuts, and then they've got other like foreign cinema offerings. It's just great.
Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com joining me. What else did you say was happening today, as in Thursday when we're recording this?
Well, there is a wonderful trailer dropping at 11:30 this morning on beautiful sunny Thursday for a little film called Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City.
Do we need another?
It's the reboot, and it looks fantastic.
I was gonna say, you want to talk about a film series that runs together, and I have I think I've seen them all, but I have no idea what happens in any one of them. It's the Resident Evil series.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to differentiate them.
I couldn't, I know Alice is in it, and that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and let's not even talk about how closely it follows the games.
So what are they? I know the trailer isn't out for us yet. I'll actually put this at the bottom, the trailer at the bottom of the page tomorrow, as in Friday when this will go up. But what are you hearing about it? So they're doing a reboot?
I've seen it. It's a reboot. It is a reboot.
Oh, wait, you've seen the movie?
No, I've seen the trailer because they wanted us to write it up so when it goes up at 11:30.
Okay.
Oh,
okay. Okay. So what did you think of it then?
I think it looks fantastic. They are definitely closer to the game. I'm wondering how they're going to mix Resident Evil 1 and 2 together in a cohesive story. But the creatures look really cool. This is a first look for a movie that's coming out on Thanksgiving, and I kind of want to take my brothers to see it on Thanksgiving because we are a Resident Evil family through and through.
All right, so do we know who's in it or anything? Or
Kaya Scodelario from Crawl, Robbie Amell from I think he was on. I don't remember where I last saw Robbie Amell. I think I saw him in the Babysitter movies.
Okay,
but Robbie Amell is a Stephen Amell's Arrow's cousin, I believe. Don't. I'm just going to look this up so that we won't embarrass ourselves.
I embarrass myself all the
time. I'm still writing this shell for this story that I got to get in.
I know I'm taking up your valuable work time talking about Resident Evil and all of that.
Oh yes, please don't talk to me about Resident Evil. Yeah, no, he was in the last thing I saw him was like the Babysitter movies and Upload on Amazon.
Okay, all right. I didn't hate the Resident Evil movies. It just got to a point where it's like, why are we still making these?
Yeah.
All right, and that comes out in November?
Yeah.
All right, I will.
November 24th.
I will have, by the time this gets out, I will I'll put the trailer at the bottom of the page so people can check it out themselves as we look into the future or the past or whatever. Time travel's weird. Otherwise, as we kind of wrap up today, the only other thing, we were talking about it off the air, HBO released a couple trailers. Got our first real look at House of the Dragon. I know it's not movie related, but Matt Smith is going to be in it. It's about the Targaryens, and I hope it's about more than the Targaryens. I really do.
I really don't know what to expect from this because I was just so down on the end of Game of Thrones. But yeah, Matt Smith is the only reason I'm probably going to check this out.
Well, that's the thing. We were talking. I called you on the way in today, and you were like really not liking the Game of Thrones talk. The last two seasons I could just
do a full hour on this probably.
Yeah, which you know what? Before the series comes out, we should. I'm just gonna say I did like the throne room when they showed the more book-esque Iron Throne.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool. I'd love to know more about the Starks and the First Men and the when they created the Night King and stuff, or the fall of Valyria. I would rather see that. God, the Targaryens, it just, what's her name really annoyed me by the end.
Me too. The way that they wrote Daenerys towards the end was just that you forgot what you were doing.
Yeah, it's like I didn't mind that they were writing her towards like turning into another version of the Mad King. That didn't bother me. It's just they went from zero to crazy really quick on her. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, they definitely did, and a lot of people. That was the meme. That was the meme for the longest time.
The other one we got to see was the first look at Peacemaker, which the John Cena character from the Suicide Squad. I thought it looked funny. I thought that it wasn't the normal trailer, but I thought it looked funny.
I still need to see that trailer, but I would believe it because John Cena is just really hysterical.
The fact that
I love Peacemaker and Suicide Squad.
There's a part about something he has in his back seat in it that's really hilarious. So I don't want to ruin the joke for you. So, all right, we'll end it there this week. Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com joins me every Friday on the show to talk about movies and stuff. You're going to be at Comic-Con this weekend. Where at? New York?
Yes, New York Comic-Con. Attending panels on Friday only. So, yeah.
What panels are you seeing?
I am going to see, there's a Star Wars voice actor panel.
Okay.
Then The Boys retrospective panel, and then finally there is a Ghostbusters Afterlife panel at the end of the night.
Oh, who's at the Ghostbusters Afterlife one?
I think they're going to have some of the cast, and Ivan Reitman and Jason Reitman are there because Jason is the director of the current one, and Ivan's his father.
That's awesome.
The director of the originals.
I will tell you this: my closest run-in with a Ghostbuster, I've been in the same room and interviewed Ernie Hudson.
I got to hug Ernie Hudson and get a picture with him at a HorrorCon in Jersey. So yeah, Ernie Hudson's wonderful.
We got him to say we gave him a Twinkie, and he does that's a big Twinkie.
He's just such a warm person.
Dude, you want to talk about a weird day? That day, if I remember right, we had Kevin Sorbo in, we had Lou Ferrigno, Ernie Hudson, and the Green Power Ranger.
Oh wow!
Talk about a morning, you know.
That's a lineup, man.
Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com joins me every Friday on the show to talk about movies. Enjoy Comic-Con, and we'll see you next week, Mike.
Thank you, man. I hope I have some good news from there.